People move to Fort Collins in northern Colorado for all different reasons. Maybe they drove through here one summer, spent a couple weeks, and promised themselves that they were going to come back. Maybe their son or daughter has gone to school here, and on the parent weekends they've really enjoyed their time, or one of many other reasons. But hopefully they've got to experience what the northern Colorado lifestyle is like, what Fort Collins is all about. But there are definitely things that are unique to Fort Collins, not necessarily specific to Fort Collins, but if you can't handle these 10 things, maybe Fort Collins in northern Colorado is not the place for you. So that's what we're going to talk to you about today in today's video. If you can't handle these things, maybe Fort Collins is not the place for you. What's up, everybody? My name is Patrick Soukup with Soukup Real Estate Services here in Fort Collins. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing if what you're looking at doing is learning everything there is to know about Fort Collins and northern Colorado. And if at the end of the video you've enjoyed the content, give it a thumbs up, comment, and engage. We are licensed real estate agents in northern Colorado, so as much as we like making these YouTube videos, we love working with our clients, moving, buying, selling, or investing here in northern Colorado. So give us a call, text, or email. Without any further delay, let's jump into today's video of if you can't handle these 10 things, maybe northern Colorado is not the place for you. Which, number one, if you've heard anybody talk about Colorado weather, you know it is a coin flip. A coin flip within the same day, meaning you could wake up in the morning, sunny, beautiful, gorgeous, and by the end of the day, it could be windy, snowing, and freezing. And that's not an exaggeration. We can have 50-degree changes within 24 hours. And today we are playing golf actually, and through the first 6 holes was beautiful weather. It was supposed to be 85 degrees, was not supposed to be windy or raining. And what do we get on the 7th, 8th, and 9th hole? Wind and rain. So if you can't take the sudden shifts in weather patterns, this is definitely not a place that you would enjoy. Number 2, if you are coming from a big metro or across the pond and coming from where there's phenomenal public transportation, Fort Collins, although it is trying to do better, I'm seeing more and more bus stops getting built, and the implementation of the max transit a few years back, Fort Collins is trying to get a better public transit system. But for me, one of the main, sources or confidence level in public transportation is reliability. Is this going to arrive on time and get me to my meeting or work when I'm supposed to get there? And right now, I can't really necessarily rely on Fort Collins bus system and public transportation system to do that. So if you are somebody that likes to get around on minimal car or vehicle usage or biking, walking, you've got to live downtown. But Fort Collins public transportation is definitely not the best, but trying to get better. Now, we love all animals. For number 3, we love all animals, but we are definitely a dog town. And even a place like Best Buy is a dog-friendly location. My SD cards were running out of memory, so I had to go to Best Buy today and get myself a memory card. And there was somebody in there with a dog, and a Best Buy employee was down on all fours, literally playing with his dog, and the person in front of me was not very happy. I mean, I kind of was like, ew. She was talking to this Best Buy employee, and she was clearly not excited that this dog was in the store. And that's a pretty common occurrence. Now, I hadn't actually seen a dog in Best Buy until today, so that was a first for me, but I absolutely see dogs over at Auto Pint, especially down in Old Town Square, Cooper Smiths, they are everywhere. So if you are not a big fan or friend of dogs, this is definitely not going to be a great location for you, as tons of people bring their dogs everywhere. Number 4, now this is something that I dealt with personally growing up and really don't have too much of an issue with it anymore. Maybe grew out of it a little bit, but I would say I had terrible allergies, specifically spring and summer. I remember going to a graduation party, having to come back home, take allergy medicine, take eye drops because my eyes were so puffy, whatever it was that year, it was terrible. And annually speaking, Fort Collins has a lot of sunshine, and it also has a lot of wind. So you've got flowers blooming and the wind bringing the pollen, swooping it all over. So mixture of those two things, allergies can definitely rage. And this year specifically, I've been told that pollen is the worst it's been in the last 20 years. More probably because it's been pretty dang windy this spring. So number 4, if you've got bad allergies, Fort Collins can be a place where you might get some sneezing going on, runny nose, eyes, coughs that I've got kind of right now that is not sick, but it's just allergies. Number 5, drinking beer is kind of a way of life. And when you go out with friends, specifically, I'm kind of on a diet right now, trying to really work on my health, my nutrition, and went out with some friends, and they didn't make me feel obligated, but I just felt like, man, we've been drinking beer together for a long time. These were actually clients that moved in from California, and I just didn't feel right ordering a water. I like drinking beer with my friends. So if you don't like beer or would prefer not to drink, you are definitely going to be in a community where that's just the vibe. People go have IPAs, have sunshine, sit on a patio, eat food trucks, and have a beer. So I would say it's not that you can't live life without drinking a beer by any means. It's just that Fort Collins is definitely one of the microbrewery capitals of the United States, and if not world. So we really enjoy doing that. And it's not to get drunk, it's to have a good time and to enjoy the taste and each other's company. Number 6, the airport is a long ways away. Now, 50 to 60 minutes. And fortunately for a lot of us, we are able to work remotely and don't have to travel nearly as much as we used to. But like if you were like us, where I had to bring my wife to the airport probably every other week or every third week when she was competing professionally, it can be a little bit of a drive. Now, 50 to 60 minutes really is not too bad. Fortunately, you can jump onto E470, but it is not out your back door, and it does take a little bit of a trek. So when you're going on vacation or traveling, it is a travel day. And a lot of that is because on the front side or the back side coming home, you're gonna have to add getting through security, getting your bags, and then driving another hour and a half, depending on traffic, back home. Number 7, waking up to 6 to 12 inches of snow. Now, we have about 7 to 10 snowstorms a year here in Fort Collins, which equates to about 14 to 20 snow shovels, because I represent a snowstorm of 2 or more inches, because that's when I send the snow removers out to our properties to remove snow. But I can tell you, there are huge dumpings. There's 36-inch snowstorms. There are foot snowstorms, 24 inches. They don't happen all the time, but they do happen. And I can tell you, it can be exhausting when you wake up, open the door. Yes, it is gorgeous, but you got some work to do. You got to clear that driveway, clear that sidewalk of those inches of snow. And if it's in the spring, that can get really heavy. All right, number 8. This is another one. If you can't stand this, if you don't want to have to deal with this or saying no to people, well, Fort Collins is all about lifestyle, doing things outdoors, whether that's going for a bike ride, walking a trail, going hiking, going boating. You are going to get asked from friends to go do these activities. We are not a sedentary lifestyle here in Fort Collins and northern Colorado. It is a active, enjoy the outside, go walk with your dog. And so if that is something that you are not about, if you prefer to watch Netflix at your home all day, don't get me wrong, you can definitely do that. But a lot of your friends and people around you are going to be out and active, and it's not that they can't relate with you. It's just that you will have different interests and probably different lifestyles. Number 9, we are not a ski town. Now, this might be a shock to you, or this might be like, duh. But our closest ski hill is about Eldora, which is about 2.5 hours drive, depending on how fast you go. From there, Keystone, Breckenridge, Vail, 3.5 hours down I-70, which I hate driving I-70, so I go up the Poudre Canyon to Steamboat Springs, which is about 3.5 hours. So if you're going to want to go skiing, yes, you can make it in a day, especially to Eldora. But more or less, if you're going to Vail, Breck, Keystone, or up the Pooter to Steamboat. It is more like a ski weekend. So you can't just go out your back door, jump on some skis, have fun for the day and come back, generally speaking. And number 10, if you can't stand this or if you can't handle this, maybe Northern Colorado is not the place for you. Now, I'm very fair skinned and do have to wear a fair amount of sunscreen, especially in a place where there's such a good amount of sunshine. And we are definitely higher up, so that sun hits a little different. Now on top of this, I'm gonna kind of do a 10A and a 10B. 10B is if you just can't be around or wanna be a kind person, Fort Collins is definitely not the place for you. I would say we still have a very small community vibe. The majority of people are smiling, waving as you're walking down the street. Today, I was just walking down, taking pictures of different alleyways and smiled and nodded at about 5 or 6 people who smiled and nodded back to me. If somebody's looking down on their phone or looking at you and they scoff at you when you walk by, you know, it's just gonna be a vibe that Fort Collins doesn't wanna really engage in. So 2 things, 10A, if you don't like the sunshine, especially if you're fair skinned and you don't like to wear sunscreen, or my bald ass has to wear a hat for sure moving forward, Fort Collins is very, very, very filled with sunshine. And 10B, if you ain't liking kind people or wanna be kind, Fort Collins probably ain't the place for you. So bring the smiles, bring the kindness, and we're all about it. So there you have it, folks. The 10 things. If you can't handle those 10 things, Fort Collins might not be the place for you. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video, had some fun with it, but also got some good information from it. Again, if you enjoyed the content, give the video a thumbs up and comment, engage. And also, if you're looking at buying, selling, or investing here in Northern Colorado, give us a call, text, or email. We at Soukup Real Estate Services would love to work with you. We have enjoyed so much working with people from all over the country and all over the world. So thank you for watching, and until next time, take care.